Hey Scorpio, I hope all of you are doing amazing. We're going to tap into your energy today, take it as it resonates, of course. I hope all of you are having a wonderful Wednesday. Either way, there could be some blockages y'all experiencing, some challenges, but the energy is a little tight, a little tense. That's why I'm feeling it. It's the way I am feeling it. I feel like you guys kind of want to break loose. We are the world. Well, most of the world may be feeling this way. There's a lot of similarities to the feelings that you are having that also a lot of the world is also feeling. Number 10 could be something about 10th house energy, Saturn. A lot of this could be about money, business, structure. And I'm going to let you know a lot of this is happening, or the structures of things are kind of falling apart, right? And I think around the world, we're all experiencing something a little harsh right now. So you could be very sensitive and pick up on a lot of energy. And you could be around, you just go to the grocery store, and I'm going to tell you how this kind of works. You go to the grocery store and say you are around, I don't know, 10 to 15 people in the same grocery store. There's also energies that were currently or previously there before you. That energy still kind of resides there. But the thing is like maybe 3 of those people know family members, in different countries or around the world, different places, different states, that they're worried about. And so they're worried that they're carrying from a different place the worry of that person from a whole different state or a whole different country. And that worry is still able to find its way to your vulnerable and sensitive energy. That's why it's super important to just cleanse yourself of any place you've been. In that sense, I know I probably have told you guys before, or I've told one of these zodiac signs throughout the history of me doing this a few times, I think. But I can explain it again because some of you may be new, but the way that I see it is like germs. Germs are like energy. It is spreading constantly and all the time. If you don't like wash your hands, like after you go to the bathroom, you're carrying that energy with you. Those germs are going with you. If you don't cleanse your, like wash your hands basically of like every building or every environment you step into, you're carrying a lot of that energy back with you. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Traveling. Maybe there's some possibility of traveling for some of you. You could be also worried about travel, and that could be a big thing because of like all of these airplanes and whatnot. I don't even want to get into it because I do not specifically want to be monitored. So we're just not going to get into it, but everybody knows about it, right? So anyway, that could be a thing. You could be concerned about that too. For some of you, it could be uptight about it, because I would be too. I wouldn't want to be flying. Anyway, or really traveling right now. There's a lot of things going on in the world. I mean, a lot of their countries at this moment are against America right now. And if you're in America, you want to travel, it's kind of a not so smart thing to do right now with like everybody turned against us in senses. Anyway, I'm not a part of all that. I didn't ask for the world to be this way. If it was up to me, it would not be like this at all. But either way, that's not up to me. It's up to whoever wants to be doing it. And I'm just going to keep preaching the word of love and God to the whole, as many people as I can, right? But traveling, also number 8, 8th house energy, Scorpio. Makes sense, right? Pluto. There's some kind of compromise. I was feeling like something about other people's money or inheritances. Like other people's money or inheritances, something going on. Also with the 6, something about business, strong about business. Also like serving daily life, so work and service and improvement, like self-improvement, but also health improvement. And like it's a benefit of health to like talk about what your experiences are to others so that they have a better knowledge of what they are probably lacking or missing out on, certain pieces of knowledge or insight about something that could be helpful and beneficial to them or somebody they know specifically. But number 6 is 6th house, and that's a Virgo or Mercury's energy. But the feeling of that is the 6th house rules that I serve daily. In that sense, some of you are serving money to others, but there's something about business, and it could be stress. Your business could rely on other people's money. You know what I mean? For some of you, this is something that you that could also put a damper on traveling, which would make it a little bit harder to do these things because like everything is just inflamed like crazy. And if you're worried about airports and airplanes specifically, that, I mean, their prices aren't aren't high right now, but obviously that concern is not the greatest. Why would you? You're like, yeah, you're like, that's a chance you don't really want to take, right? So there's just a lot of things that are kind of keeping you stuck in a position where you're like, I don't know what to do. So the compromise comes through and it tells me that you have to surrender your fear. You have to surrender your worry. And the one thing that's coming to my mind is a scripture that says, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. For today has enough problems of its own. So, you know, you're going to have to just hand over your worry to Mr. the Lord himself, up above, a man upstairs, because he's the one that will be able to ease your mind of worry. The first thing I can tell you is that when you ask God for assistance, when you ask God for help or support, or when you tell him thank you, or when you give him grace, that is his acknowledgement to you to know that you see him and view him as the supporter, as the mentor, as the guide. And that's like the first initial step. And when you do that step, you're going to keep being consistent with your ability to communicate your emotions, your thoughts, your thank yous, your prayers. You're like, I hope that this goes well. I hope, you know, this, I trust in you, like putting full and utter entire faith that everything will be okay. I know it's hard sometimes, especially when you want to control many things. I can tell you that I don't like control at all. I will not control situations. I will not control anybody. I will not, because I'm going to tell you the biggest thing I can let you know about how I feel about that. I would rather somebody do something because they want to do it, not because they feel like they have to. So when it comes like down to giving somebody a hug, right? I want that person to want to give me a hug. I don't want them to feel forced to give me a hug, because that's like taking away from their ability to have a free will choice. And to me, it's a stronger emotion when somebody feels like they want to give me a hug instead of they don't, right? So I'm not a control freak at all. I really don't like control. I don't see the good in it. And if anybody could look at our past history since the beginning of the planet, birth basically, that everybody's tried to control everybody and it's led to where we're at right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I'm just saying I don't like control at all. So controlling my life is like, I don't want to control anything. Everybody has to have the experience they have to have. I want to have the experiences I want to have and need to have because I need to have them, and I don't want anybody trying to stop those experiences from happening, good or bad, because I know I need them for growth. So I know that other people need to have the experiences that they need to have, and I can't control that. All I can do is have faith in God that He is leading me to where I need to be. And the things that I can't control, I will, but like, that's my emotions. That's my reactions. That's me. That's self-control. That's the control of self before you completely lose all control and you have no more self-control because other people have control of you. Once you lose self-control, you know? So that's what I control, is me, my reactions and my emotions, my moods. That's the only things I can, because it's me and this is who I am and this is what I was born with, and that's the only thing you can ever control. But in my actions, right, and how I go about making decisions, that's what I can control. But other than that, there's nothing else I can do. God has to do the rest. And like, that's why I give Him as much faith and trust and devotion as possible, because He's the one that is guiding the way. He's the one that shines the light. He's the one that gives us insight, you know? So therefore, I believe in God. I believe strongly that He knows exactly how to do His job. So I don't fret for the world. I don't really fret for everyone else. I mean, everybody's got to have an experience that they're supposed to have, good or bad. In my past lives, there was a few things that happened that, as much as I maybe thought it was unfair, it needed to happen. And it was for me to also grow and learn, and then have the ability to be recognizing why I live the life I live now. Okay, let's see. You got the Five of Cups, Scorpio. The Hermit in the reversal. Let's put these in the right positions. The High Priestess in the reverse. The King of Cups in the upright. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Okay, but the King of Cups is at the end and the Seven of Cups is in... This is how it went. They're all blue. Super emotional energy. But it's not really all your emotions, Scorpio. Like I said, there's a lot of things that have rubbed off on you in different locations and places that you've been, and around different people, and around, well, those people carrying the energies of other people within them, which is also rubbing off on you too. But the thing is, it's just telling you that you're a sensitive person. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. There really isn't. You may carry the weight of emotions for other people a lot easier, and you're more susceptible, but knowing that is giving you the ability and the strength to protect that and give it boundaries. So like you can always say, hey, I'm going to go to this place today. I really pray or hope that, no energy that's not supposed to be a part of me rubs on me today. Or, I don't want to pick up that energy today. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, because you never know what you're going to be walking into, ever. And that's why I always try to tell everybody to prepare for the unaware. But sometimes we all need to know what it is our abilities are before we can do that. And that's why a lot of us, are running around with their heads cut off like a chicken, because they don't really know their abilities and they really don't know how to utilize them. And they have not a clue about who they truly are on the inside to even understand these abilities, So it's like they're carrying all these people's energies everywhere, and it makes them feel like, why am I having such a bad day? Why is this happening? Why did my car, tire pop? Why did there's so many things. Like, why is this happening? Because you're carrying way too many other people's energies. Life being peaceful is you just carrying your own energy and trusting that God has everybody else's plans taken care of, as much as he's got yours taken care of, So there's been a lot of emotion. And the Four of Cups is, I guess it's the Four of Cups, not the Five of Cups, my bad. But still, Scorpio's energy, or Cancers, just kidding. Cancers, Virgos, Pisces and Virgo, Scorpio, and then Scorpio and Libra. So you are here twice. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a lot of the water. And Virgo's the only earth, and Libra's the only air. Okay, Chinese, your dog. Of course, pig is the Chinese, the Scorpio's energy towards like the equivalency to the Chinese. And you have rooster and rabbit all here. And sheep. Okay, Four Cups, feeling monotonous, energy stuck, stagnant. Yep, that's kind of the feeling. You're feeling stuck. We were just talking about it. The Hermit in the reverse gives me shadow work. And the things that we were just discussing, the things you were honestly going through and trying to understand. This is why I'm giving you the insight and the clarity, because you probably have already known something like this, and you just needed to be told this, and then also how to handle it in a way. And you can always go about it in any way you want, because it's free will, and God wants you to choose how you go about it. And you can practice with it. You can change it up a little bit here and there to see whether this is going to start working for you, or if it's another way that you can do it that will be better for you. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with trying different options, because the world truthfully is limitless. All the things, the possibilities, everything. So the way you handle it is your own authenticity being added into how you deal with these situations. That's why a lot of us can have similarities to our situations, but none of us really have the same exact situation happen, or the exact same reaction or reaction, because all of us think differently. All of us feel differently, and God did that on purpose. So none of us are supposed to handle the same situation the same. Okay, so there's really no way to go about this wrong. if that makes sense. But the high priestess in the reverse gives me the feeling like, yeah, you knew you were actually lacking some type of self-awareness, and that's like why we're going through this. Now you're understanding things a little bit deeper, and this is the reality check you were looking for. And with the King of Cups and the upright, it's like there's the deeper understanding you were looking for altogether. And that's the time for you to become in your true component. Like, it's a component of you, and it's been wanting to be activated this whole time, but it's all about the energy of you being sensitive and accepting it. Not just accepting it, but embracing it. And that's like your spiritual team being there by your side through this entire situation and circumstance that you've been going through. They have been trying to motivate you, send you little signs. I have, if you look right here, you'll see the little seahorse. And in the meanings of seahorse, they actually mean a positive, new, like, beginning. And that's actually very interesting. I just thought about something for Virgo. I did Virgo's reading, and with the seahorse, a seahorse's males carry the babies. Um, and in Virgo's reading, it was very interesting because their partner was feeling really disconnected because they're going through the dark night of the soul, and it's kind of like they had to carry some of the weight that the partner was going through because they were too agitated or irritable because what they were going through, they didn't want to rub it wrong on others, and they also have to be withdrawn to go through this, but their partner, the Virgos, were worried about them and concerned about it, and it's like they had to be the seahorse in this energy because they had to carry the weight of the other partner, which it's just whatever. But either way, so it's like they're sending you signs and they're sending you some symbols and they're trying to help you recognize your powers and your gifts, you know? And this is like you finally stepping up into your true power to know that. The turtles on here, the turtles are patience, as well as self-regeneration, like a feeling of being regenerated within yourself. And that's like stepping up into your power. That is the full-on match made, generated, your energy being almost like if you think about Spider-Man and how he got bit by the spider and all of a sudden turned into Spider-Man, basically. And that's the feeling. It's like that was your power, that was your gift, and now it finally inserted, you accepted it, and now you're in the process of embracing it, which is what Spider-Man does, and or even Hulk or any of them specifically, but they all embody something and they all have to learn how to deal with it and how to use it, because even Superman, you know, he has the strength of him, and he would probably, like, I think there's a few movies where he ended up going down too hard on the ground and he broke the ground. That happened in Hancock too. And it's like they don't understand, well, they may know their power, but some of them don't know how to like totally utilize it right. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you just have to go through the process of trying to understand it. And I feel like that's what you guys are going through right now. You have to understand you are a very sensitive individual. When things start to go really wrong in your life, it's because there's been other energies that aren't even your energies, but you know, you picked them up. You picked up on them. It's almost like some people, you ever seen those ghost stories where people go to a cemetery or they go to some random place and they take something and they bring it back with them? They actually take something. Like a lady actually brought back a piece of like a flower thing that was surrounding this gravestone, and this male ghost, whatever it was, followed them and haunted them. They didn't even know what was happening or what was going on because. But then when they realized that there was something that was brought into the house because there was nothing wrong before, then all of a sudden, and then they're like, the only thing that we can think of is that gravestone that had that specific, I don't know what it was, a plant that was like one of those ones that's like a vine and it grows all over. Anyway, yeah, they know that they made the mistake of doing that, and it's the kind of the same thing. You know, you don't mean to think you're thinking it's innocent, but then you know you don't realize that it's actually making that much of an impact. So yeah, like, and being able to cleanse your energy is super important, and being able to have boundaries and assert things before you leave your house, and also tell your energies around you and say, like, if I do so happen to have something pick up on me, the moment I walk in my doorway, it will not be able to follow me anymore. It will be stuck out there like a vortex. You'd be walking through something and that other thing just can't walk through. Kind of like if you think about like a Grand Theft Auto or something and you have the map part that you didn't get to open yet and you can't go. Okay, same thing. They can't come with you. You know that feeling. But anyways, this is what I have for you. I feel like this is gonna probably help you brighten your day a little bit, make you feel a little bit better about what's been happening in your life, and that you don't have to worry about other people. Let God worry about them. You don't have to worry about tomorrow. Let tomorrow worry about itself. Okay? Do what you got to do to control your own mood, emotions, and stuff. And something about brown hair could be significant here. But brighten your day attitude is here. And I feel like that's something you know how to do for other people. And maybe that's something you should be more focused on, is just trying to brighten other people's day. And so maybe that their energy does change a little bit so that nothing really negative comes your way. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyways, you guys are amazing. Have a beautiful rest of your day.